I had this pile of disc here. Well, I've got bunches of piles of disc, but I had these in a drawer, and I was going to start going through them and just checking and seeing what's on them. You never know what you're going to find on some of these old discs. It's pretty cool stuff. But anyway, the first one on the stack, I put it in, and of course I'm using the Excelerator Plus here, and I try to boot the directory, and I get a flashing light. Okay, so that either means the disk is no good, or it's, you know, something else going on. Well, anyway, so I put the second disk in, and we'll initialize it just to make sure everything's okay. And I got the flashing red light again. And this disk, I mean, this drive works. It works great. So I tested it with my known working floppy. I know this floppy works because I use it all the time. And I get the same thing. So what this tells me is that the very first disc I used was filthy, which is very common with these old discs that's been sitting around. You can't really tell it by looking at them. Some of them you can, but on here, I can see it now. There's these little spots. You might be able to see them in the video. They're not really distinct, but there's little spots here and there. There you go, you can see them. And it kind of looks like little water spots, but that's actually some grime, and it's gonna get all over the head of your disk drive. But it's not really that big a deal. We can fix it, and so what I'm gonna do is show you how to clean it up and get it back working. All right, I got it over here on the workbench. We're gonna take it apart and clean it up. I got alcohol to clean the head with. I don't know if you can see. And while I'm in there, I'm gonna go ahead and lube the rails. I just got WD-40. Now I know people are gonna tell you, don't use WD-40. Well, you don't glob it in there for one thing. And I use it all the time, and I've used it for a really long time. And it works. I don't have any issues with it. Sure, if you leave it for another 10 or 15 years, it's gonna be really dusty, but don't do it that long, you know. Take your drive that you use often, take it out, you know, once or twice a year, and clean it up, and it'll be fine. So anyway, I'm gonna take this cover off. That's one thing I really like about these Excelerator drives. They are easy to get into, and everything is so easy to access once you get into them. 4 screws on the bottom. 4 screws on the bottom. Top comes off, and then you slide the whole thing out of this metal case. Unplug your little power source here, and it just slides right out. Nice and simple. And everything we need to work on is right here. So let's get this floppy out. All right, I'm gonna get my magnifying glass down here so I can look at this head. Oh yeah, you can see that it's filthy. Try to get in there as close as you can. But there's some little smears on the head here, and that's it. That's what's doing it. It's you can't really see it good. There you go. You can kind of see them right underneath the big black line that goes all the way across. You see those little smears down there? That's the filth. So anyway, we're just gonna get that cleaned up. Doesn't take much, just a little bit. Don't have to soak it down. Probably, you know, you put a little pressure on it, not tons of pressure. And that's it, it's done. Very simple to do. These things are so easy to get to. The top part of the head really pivots all the way back. Not like a regular 1541. You can only get it up about this far, but these are really nice. They're really easy to get into. So now we're gonna just put a little bit of lubrication on the rails. I'm sorry, my nose is all stopped up. But anyway, all right, let's slide this back. And it's got a little bit of lube on it still. I'm just gonna clean it a little bit. Slide it forward. It's not real difficult. Somebody must have already done this because it looks pretty clean, and I can still see the lubricant still on the rail pretty good. It's not excessively done, so that's good. I'm gonna clean that. It was a little dirty. There we go. And that's it. It's that simple. So now that we got it all cleaned up, I'm gonna put it back together and we'll go over here and we'll test it out again. All right, we got it all hooked back up here. And first thing you wanna do after messing with it is just initialize the drive, get the head back up. I got it on the wrong drive. I gotta change it to the correct drive number. There we go. Now let's try it again. There we go. And you see it turned red real quick and it turned green. That means it's right where it's supposed to be. Check the directory, and there you go. It's working again. So for future reference and my stupidity, I am going to visually check these discs, and if they look bad, this one is really bad. You can see it right there, yeah. All those little dots, they get on the reed head and it will not work. So I'm gonna just look visually. That one's pretty bad too. I don't know where these discs came from. I just collect piles of discs. That one's pretty clean. We'll try it out real quick. That would be a pretty good video, going through a pile of discs and seeing what was all on them. Yeah, there you go. Laser maze. You never heard of that one before. I'm sure it's a good one. See if it'll even boot up. I'm waiting. It must be loading some kind of character set here. Okay, it's not going to boot because it's wanting to boot from 8. It's one of those games. So I'd have to change this drive device number to 8 to get it to boot. But anyway, it's the drive's working again. That's what we were trying to do. And I figured since it was messed up, I'd just shoot a quick video showing y'all how to, clean the head on it real quick. Those Accelerator Plus, they'll spoil you when you got to work on them because it's just so simple to get in there and do, some little maintenance like clean the head or, lube the rails up a little bit. But anyway, so that's it.